Hello, friends. My name is Cotton Candy Doll. Welcome back to another video with me. If you're new here, welcome. Welcome all. This is a shifting video. I am absolutely speechless about my last shift to Toshinori's house. I'm still pretty on edge over what happened over Principal Nezu being able to see me. That's something I wouldn't want. I wouldn't want any teacher to see me. You might hear noises outside before we start. You might hear these darling kids playing, little boys. They're like yelling and screaming, and it's great. So, I'm also going to be keeping track. This video was like super long last time. I think it was like an hour. I didn't know the video was going to be that long. I was just telling you guys what happened. But because I don't want the video to drag on, I'm just going to jump into it. I don't really want to keep track. I just know that my video it's not going to be, this video isn't going to be that long. Another thing, in my last video, I mentioned that I wanted to use another method to try to shift. And what I'll do is I'll record it for you guys so you guys can go with me on my journey. I'm going to do everything I do before I go on my shift. I'm going to talk to my guide. We're just going to go through all the steps, everything I do. And then so basically, we won't be able to be, you won't really be able to have this background. I'm preparing you for a little change. I'll probably show you guys a scene from my bed because I'll probably be sitting there talking to my guy. That's usually where I talk to him for a good 20, 30 minutes, making sure things will be okay. You'll get to hear what kind of questions I ask before I shift. You'll get to hear, you'll get to see his response based off my questions. And I'm going to measure my energy again using all of those methods I have. I have three. Two behind me, and then I have the one that's over there. This and it's hidden inside of the Sailor Moon little bracket thing I have. So like, I want to explain everything before I start my video, okay guys? That way you guys don't have any confusion or don't understand. I'll explain what type of method I'm trying to use. I think I want to do the sleep induced one first. I know I can't really control those when I travel there through sleep. Shifting there just by going to sleep for me has never ever ever worked. And even now, like, my guide will pull me places because I need to see them. Sometimes he's not even there with me, and I have to deal with whatever I'm dealing with. I mean, gosh, it's so dangerous. But like, he says I need to see these things, so it's specifically for me. I don't like going to those places, and I told him, but he said, he told me I have no choice but to go there. Most of the time, when he shift me to these places, sometimes I'm asleep, sometimes I'm not. Sometimes I'm wide awake, and these places will come into like full view for me, and I end up shifting there. All right, so I'm gonna jump into the story. I just wanted to let you know what kind of method I was gonna use. I don't even know what it's called, so I'm gonna look it up. But yeah, you guys will get the journey with me. You'll get to see everything I do. I'm not gonna record my bath. Yeah, I'm not trying to turn this into like a porn video. Besides, no one wants to see my body. Ugh, it doesn't look good, guys. I'm not skinny, so all right, I'm gonna jump into what happened. And like I said, again, I'm absolutely like speechless over what happened, and you guys are gonna might be a little bit shocked too. I had no idea. Um, I didn't know what I was getting myself into. Okay, so I shifted back to Toshinori's house, and I just came inside, and there was breakfast ready for me. I sat down and he handed me like coffee, and he's like, I already made your coffee for you. It's absolutely perfect. Just drink it right now. And he's waiting for me to like take a sip out of it. So I sipped it and I'm like, it's freaking delicious. And then he kissed me and I kissed him back and we like made out a little bit. And he was trying to pull me across the table, but I put my hands there. I'm like, no, Toshidori. I'm like, let's finish eating and then we gotta go. He goes, we have plenty of time. And I was like, I really want my mind to be in the right place right now. He's like, you keep saying like you want this, you want that. It's not about you anymore, remember? And he gets up and he's walking over. So now he's like kind of like playing with me around the table. Yeah, like I'm like walking around trying to, of course I can't run from All Might. Of course he can get to me if he wants. So he's just playing with me. And then he's like, I'm just joking with you. And we're sitting across from each other, and he's like, he has his head down like this. He's like, and his face is like turning red. And I go, Toshinori, can I tell you something really fast? And I just talk really fast. He's like, what is it? I said, I think it's better if you just don't wait for me anymore. Just stop waiting, okay? And he looks up, he's like, how dare you tell me like to stop waiting for you? I can't stop waiting for you. I'm gonna keep waiting for you. I have to wait for my love. And if I don't wait for you, then I feel like you're not gonna come. And I know you're gonna come back. But it prevents me from doing bad things to you. I wanna do bad things to you. And I'm like, of course you do. Sick. Because what was that? Like nothing. And so like we're eating our breakfast and he's like, indulge me. Cotton candy, not indulge me. And I go, hmm. So I'm like, Toshinori. He goes, what? I'm like, let's role play. And he's like, role play? I'm like, yeah. Run as fast as you can. You'll never catch me. And he's like, so like, what happened? I'm like, I'm trying to role play this out, guys, but it's like, it was hard for me to do because I couldn't figure out like, and then he like smirks. He's like, you look so delicious. I want to eat you. And I go, you want to eat me? Oh no, I'm getting out of here. But like, this is weird, guys. I'm trying to like role play with him, but it's like, I don't really know how. So pretending to be like a gingerbread man. And then I was like, oh no, the big bad wolf is gonna eat me. Like we were like laughing and like when we turned into this, I found it to be a lot more fun because it's like now right now it's not really sexual to me anymore. Now we've entered the realm of like kindergarten and now we're just laughing amongst ourselves. So after that we get up and I help him like clean up the kitchen and we're like next to each other. And I start singing him my song. I keep thinking I should share my song with you guys. I'm nervous about singing it. Maybe I'll sing it later. I don't know, maybe I'll do it in my next shipping video. I don't know about doing it right now. I'm kinda like nervous. I'm not a good singer, guys. I don't sound like Mariah Carey. Oh, another update. You know what? I'll talk about it later. So anyway, me and Toshinori leave out of the house and we're going back to the school. And the first person that greets us is Principal Nezu. So Principal Nezu's like, Cotton Candy Doll, why don't you come with me? And Toshinori like tries to like he tries to like reach over and kiss me, but I kind of like pull away from him. I'm like, okay. And he like frowns a little bit, like he looks disappointed. But the thing is, I don't know if I'm ready for everyone to know about me yet. I mean, I haven't even started working at the school that long. I just got there. So I want to be really careful. Anyway, so Toshinori is like kind of mad. And so like I'm walking off with Principal Nezu. And I decided like, okay, so I'm gonna talk to Principal Nezu about this. And I stole some tea from Toshinori's cabinet. It's just green tea. And while we were playing around and stuff, I took it to give to Principal Nezu. So like all I did was like take it and I put it in like this plastic. Everyone has like some kind of plastic wrap. Well his plastic wrap is really weird, guys. It's like you know how you get those candies and it's like you remember those strawberry candies with the strawberry filling inside? That's absolutely delicious. Okay, clear wrapping that's like that. Okay, that's what I got. Wait, is there something on? Guys, hold on. I gotta pause the video for 2 seconds. I'll be right back. Okay, you guys won't even notice. Okay, guys, I'm back. Hi, everybody. Welcome back. Anyway, so yeah, I had to check something. I had to make sure something wasn't burning. Anyway, so Principal Nezu is like walking around And I take out this package and I tie like this little string around it and I give it to him. I'm like, I got this for you. He's like, what is it? I said, it's green tea. He goes, cotton candy doll, that was so thoughtful for it of you. Thank you. I'm like, you're welcome. um, I'm like, I want to talk to you about what happened. I was like, I didn't mean for that to happen. And he's just like looking at me the whole time, like he looks like he's interested in hearing what I have to say. He doesn't look like he's upset. He doesn't look like angry. Nothing. Not like I thought. He's like, go on. And I'm like, so I was like, perhaps I was like, I know the rules. I know what you said about not bringing my personal life here, and I wanted to like confirm that. Maybe you can tell that to Toshinori too, because I said, it's partially it's partially is he's kind of the blame for like what happened. I know that I'm I know that I'm his I know we're together. And the principal now is like, okay, he goes, I said, so you should explain the rules to him. And he's like, cotton candy doll. I'm like, yeah. He's like, Toshinori is an adult male. I really can't deprive him of his needs. And I'm like, uh, we were at the school and he's like, just don't put yourself in situations where you're going to be like, he goes, well, I can't, how can I say, put this? He's like, you smell really nice. You smell like a treat and you smell really delicious. I thought, he said he thought that, he goes, I thought that you were like, cupcakes or something, or like an ice cream man. Cause, and then I saw you and up close, I knew it was you, but from far away, you smell really good already. So if you can do something about that, maybe not smell so great. And I'm like, he goes, also, you're like really, you look really good too. Um, and I'm like, okay, well, and it's like, damn it, you're not really giving me anything I can use. I mean, of course I'm gonna look and smell nice. That's just who I am. I can't help it. Okay, I love cotton candy. I'm gonna smell like that. Okay, so he's like, just don't go anywhere alone. He goes, you know what? Don't worry about what happened. It never happened. Okay, and I'm like, it never happened, and he's like, it never happened. I'm like, great. This never happened. That's freaking perfect. Oh, it took so much pressure off my heart, guys. I could finally breathe a sigh of relief. I felt like so relieved after he said that. And he goes, basically starting over. And I'm like, good. And he's like, here's your paperwork. So you are on temporary probation. That means you won't be able to teach as much as you normally would. He said, normally I would have you here about 3 days a week, but instead you're going to be working 1 day a week unless someone calls or he goes, and I already have students waiting for you. But I'm going to take you to your classroom first, and then we'll go pick them up from their classes. That way you'll know which floor and whatever. And I say, okay, so like basically the school is full. Everyone's in their classes today, but all of the doors are closed. I can hear the teachers talking to them. I can hear different voices. I go past Mr. Aizawa's class and I hear him talking. I try to eavesdrop a little bit so I can hear what he's saying, like to the kids, because I really want to see how he teaches. I've seen Toshinori teach the class. Toshinori's class, I mean, that class sucked. It was so boring. But I've never heard Mr. Aizawa, like, I never heard him physically in this world speaking to the students, like talking to them or teaching them. So I was really interested in that. So I was like standing next to the door trying to like just hear. And Principal Nazir goes, come on, Cotton Candy now. You don't want to be late. Your kids are going to be, we got to go get them in a minute. So he takes me to all the way to the end of the hall. And my class is around the corner. Okay, guys, so the hallway's like this. Imagine like a Pac-Man, okay? You're like this, you turn this way, and there's my room. So my room's kind of hidden. There's nothing but walls on the side of it in the single room. And I thought that was weird that I was like kind of like in the corner. I wonder if it's because of my behavior. He kind of wanted to hide me or keep me away from. I don't really know the reason for it. So I'm just like, okay, I'll just go with it. So I go to my class, and my class is like, guys, so my class does not look like the other class. Yes, I have a podium. The the seats are like movie theater. It kind of reminded me of movie theater seats, but they did have desks attached to them. Okay. And it went up in a row, kind of like bleachers. But there weren't a lot of seats. There was maybe like 12 seats there. And so like I'm like, okay, I was like, well, where did we go to get the other kids? And he goes, well, just set your things down here for a second. And he's like, oh, hello. He looks over, he's like, hi guys, why did you guys come here? And I can't see who he's talking to. I can only like, so like I'm putting my stuff down on my desk, the podium thing is right next to me with a mic or whatever. And I'm like, this looks like an auditorium kind of, except it's like, it's weird. Yes, the seats, like my classes does not look like everyone else's. It looks really weird. It looks like a movie theater, basically. And I'm staring at the whiteboard and I'm like, I wonder if I could project a movie. Because if the kids can come in here and watch movies, but they said it was specifically, when I looked at my packet, it specifically had a learning module on there. The course curriculum was based off of that, like their level of education. So I'm like, I really can't play around here. It would be nice to have some time to the kids where they can do something fun, but I guess. And so like I asked Principal Nezu, I said, do you think that? And he looks over at me. He goes, wait a minute. He goes, let's let the kids come in. So the kids walk past me. They're basically wearing like the school uniform, and one of them has really long red hair and green eyes. And there's another kid there, and he has like short black hair and brown eyes, but his eyes are kind of like mine. And it's weird because I've never met anyone with my eye color before. My eye color is different and unique, guys. Okay, so like my eyes are jet brown, and this kid has jet brown eyes like mine, and his hair is kind of like his hair is weird. Okay, he's a weird looking kid, and so I was just like, when I saw the kids walk in, I go, oh hi. I'm like, just you can just sit anywhere you want right now. You guys can sit in the front row if you're interested. And so like I asked Principal Nezwa, I'm like, how long are they gonna be here? He's like, all day. I'm like, all day. He goes, well, since it's their first day, if you want, you can just take them outside. I give you permission. You guys can leave the school property if you want. And I'm like, that's kind of suspicious. Why is he telling me I can leave if I want? You know. And the kids look like normal kids. They're cute. Um, the one with the crazy looking hair, and then the other kid, I have no idea what their names are. So Principal Nancy was like, I was going to talk to you a little bit more, but I'm going to leave you to it since you have students now. I wasn't expecting them to come to the class. He goes, okay, that's fine. So he's like, so Canada, I'll come back here later and I'll check on you to see how you're doing. And I go, okay. Like, so I go into class, I take out my course curriculum, and I'm like, all right, guys, so let's do some icebreakers. And I noticed like, so the kid with the hair, with the brown eyes, he's like way in the back, and the other guy's like way over here. So they're kind of like really separate from each other, and I wanted to bring them closer together. Not They don't have to be friends. I just don't want them to be that far apart. So I go, could you think maybe you can move a little bit closer? I don't care if you guys want space, that's fine, but I need you guys to be a little bit closer, not so like distant that you can't hear me. So he moves up a few seats, and I'm like, can you move closer? And I'm like, just sit over there. So he sits, and they're kind of like spaced apart, and I'm fine with that. These are older kids; they need their own space. They don't want to. I'm not going to force you to be a friend with someone if you don't want to. If you want to be alone, if you're an introvert, if you're shy, or you're not used to being around other people, that's fine with me. I'm not going to say you need to communicate. You need to be. No, I'm okay. I'm not going to do that. My job is to isn't to like run their lives. My job is to make their life easier, but also I want them to enjoy learning. Learning should be fun. So the first lesson was like algebra. It was teaching them about gosh, it was like quads and geometry and measurements between width and height, and what is it called? The trajectory between. It was just crazy, okay, and it was basically, so I had them both do the there was a demonstration. I had them both do the demonstration on the board where they just write it down, all of it, and map it out. And these kids are really smart because it looked really complicated to me, and I didn't understand what I was even looking at. And I'm like, it basically looks like they just built a tall tower. And I'm like, so the last thing was to give an example. And so the other student sits down and he's like, um, Cotton Candy Doll, Miss Cotton Candy Doll. I'm like, yes. He goes, I've already done this. And then the other student looks at me, he's like, me too. I already know this inside and out. I can actually, if I wanted to, I could show you. I'm like, show me what? I could show you. And he smirks, and I'm like, okay. I go, all right, let's do some icebreakers. So like I move my I have a chair that has wheels on it. So I scoop my chair up to like the middle of them, okay? So they're like both on one side, and I'm like here in the middle. So I go, so what do you guys like to do? And the one kid is like, I like to read a lot of books. Yeah, he's like, I like literature. And I asked the other kid, I said, what do you like to do? He said skateboard. And I said, nice. You like, I'm like, are you a good skateboarder? I'm like, are you careful when you go skateboarding? I can't help it. I gotta ask. I'm like, do you wear like a helmet? And he's like, he says he does pro skateboarding. And I go, what's your name? He goes, my name is on. I thought you already knew our names. I'm like, oh yeah, Gato, and the other one was, I don't remember what the heck his name was. Masane, Masa, something, Koda, something. I don't know. So like, I go back and I look at the list. I'm like, okay, so Gato and then I have Masanai Koda. That's their names, and I'm not. I'm trying to say it like not that loud, and then they're like, so we don't really want to sit here all day. I'm like, you guys want to go outside? And then the other kid, the one with the crazy hair, he's like, it's pretty hot out, man. He's like, I can't go skateboarding today because I don't want to get heat stroke. And then the other kid's like, it's a shame we have to be here all day. And then and my wheels start turning. Okay, guys, this is bad. Okay, it's bad when my wheels turn because I always end up like taking things too far. But I decide, I'm responsible for these kids, so I can't do anything crazy and I can't do anything rash. So I'm gonna be real careful. So I go, you know what? Let's go to a water park. He said I could take the kids on a trip, or they don't have to. We can leave school grounds. There's literally a water park like down the street. Okay. Everything's literally down the street. The school is down the street, Missionary's house, water parks down the street. And and it's open. There's not even a lot of people there. I think it's because it's like too early. Something it's like really early. But it's so hot there. It's like as soon as I got outside, I started sweating. And Toshinori got all lustful because he was watching me and he's like, you know how he is, a sick self pervert. Anyway, so we were like walking toward the water park and we get there. And so like I don't know what their quirks are. Um so the one kid, the one that does like the skateboarding stuff, he said, "Okay, so I'll meet you guys back here." And I was like, "Okay." I was like, are you going to change your clothes too?" He goes, "I'm not really a water person, but I mean, I'll put my feet like in the water because guys, it had rides. It had like a slide. The water park had like a slide that like wrapped around. So like there was a pink-haired kid here running around shirtless. He looked like his shorts were like too like small for him. Like he didn't have the right fit or something. It's weird. There was another teacher there, but he wasn't from our school, I don't think. He had like little kids. So like there's all types of age groups at this park. There's just a bunch of different people. But there wasn't like a lot of people. There was just like small groups. And there was me with the two boys. So the one with the, the Hoshi. Hoshi is the one with the brown eyes and the curly or crazy curly like sticking out hair. It's just weird. He's like, let's go on this ride together. I'm like, I don't know if I really want to. And he goes, it's okay for you to go in the water. I'm like, I really have to keep an eye on you guys. I can't like join you on your I can't join you while you're going down the slide. I need to make sure you guys are gonna be okay. And he's like, we're 16 years old. I think it'll be fine. And the other kid goes 17. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm like, I'm not even dressed for the water park anyway. And they're like, oh, you didn't bring any clothes. I'm like, no, I didn't. And they're like, okay. So then like so Hoshi goes on the ride and he's like going down. And he like splashes into the water. And I go, how was it? And he goes, it was all right. It would be great if this was something better. He goes, why don't you join me? And I'm like, And I'm like, I really don't care if my clothes get wet. I'm just so I take my shoes off. I take the socks off. I'm like, fine. And I sit down the ride with him and I was like, I would rather not get wet on this ride, but and we're starting to go down. And he's like, you rather not get wet. I'm like, no, guys, this kid's his quirk is out of this world. His quirk switched this ride from a water ride to a freaking air ride. Okay, it was air. I don't know what happened. We were going around. There was water, okay, and then I looked behind me and Masane Masane Koda is sitting in the other one behind me, and we're going around. And so like there's actually walls now in the slide, okay? So I go around, so I'm going around it and I can't stop this. It's it's a water slide, right? I can't stop it. It goes around the corner and when it shoots us down, so I'm holding on to the raft, right? The raft changes into like a cardboard airplane. I watch him go up in the air and come down. And I'm freaking out because I think, oh my God, he's gonna fall out of that. And I'm gonna be like, and then they're gonna like take me to like court and I'm gonna go in prison for murder, for not, watching the kids. So the ride, it shot him up in the air, okay? And it was weird because it was like an airplane. It was like an airplane. He like went falling from it. And then before it hit the ground or before it got closer to the ground, it like floated down. And then mine did that. And I was scared. I was like holding on to it. I'm like screaming. And then the other kid behind me is like smiling the whole time. And I'm like, so then we get off and I'm just like, this wasn't a regular, I didn't get, by the way, I didn't get wet at all. Not a drop of water on me. And it's probably my fault because I said I didn't want to get wet. Um, so they get off their ride and then now they're talking and they're laughing with each other. I'm like, that's kind of weird. They weren't saying a word to each other before. Now they're suddenly talking. And then he goes, well, I think I had enough fun here. He goes, I'm gonna get ready to leave. He goes, aren't you gonna walk with me to the house or are you gonna go get the car? He goes, I think I'll take our car, I think I'll take the car. He's like, I'll pick you up and then, he goes, I can have us picked up too. And I'm just looking at them. I'm like, they're freaking friends, okay? They're friends. They sound like best friends. Like the way they're talking to each other, like, oh, I'm just gonna walk to your. No, they're making plans for later, for like hanging out. And I still don't know what the other guy's work is. I don't know what Masume Koda's work is. If I'm even saying his name right, I have no idea. I know Hoshigato's name is right because that was the first name on there. And I hadn't heard his name before, but I'm thinking maybe I saw this kid. I don't know, but his eyes look like mine. And I thought that was kind of weird. Nobody has eyes that look like mine. It's really hard to find people with my eye color, I think. It's rare. Because it's dark, and then it's like darker. So it's almost, my eyes are almost like kind of black. Not in a creepy way that's like scary or anything, but you know. Anyway, so we go back to the school. The boys are like wet, you know. I don't have a drop of water on me, but I got on the ride with them. And I can't explain myself to Principal Nezu when I come in there. He's like, "You guys went outside to like, or to get like water on you, or what? Did you hose them down?" Kind of getting that. I'm like, "No." I was like, "We went to the water park." And he goes, "Oh, it's hot enough for that. That's fine." And he goes, "Well, when you bring them back in, sign them in on the sheet, and then they can go home." I'm like, "That's it. They can go home. It's over." And he's like, "Yeah. You basically did what you were supposed to do. You took them through the lesson. You did the lesson with them. You went over like their grade level. You went through the module. You had them do the demonstration or the example. And then afterwards, you spent the rest of the time to take them to the park. So that counts as like a fine motor or gym activity. So you basically were interactive with them." He goes, did you go with them?" I'm like, "Yeah, I went with them." He goes, "Oh, there's not a drop of water on you." I said, "Yeah, I know." Yeah, and I was like, I didn't want to get in the water. So he's like, "Okay." So like I dismiss the kids, tell them bye. They like shake my hand. And I'm like staring at the class. I'm just like, wow, this is like an amazing class. I'm super excited to get a chance to like be working there. And I'm just like, and afterwards, Toshinori walks in and he like closes the door behind him and he's like walking toward me. And like, so I'm backing away and I'm like, "Toshinori," he's like, "Don't tell me not to wait for you. I'm gonna wait no matter what. Don't ever tell me that." And he pulls me into him and you make out. And then Principal Nezu walks past the room, but he doesn't, and there's really nothing to walk to. There's just a wall there. So I'm like, "Toshinori, Principal Nezu's at the door. Stop it." So like he's like, "Fine." And I walk over to the door and Principal Nezu's like, um, "Can you come back tomorrow?" And I'm like, I really didn't want to come. I was like, "I'm on probation. I can only be here 1 day a week, remember?" And he's like, "I might need you tomorrow." I'm like, "Okay." But then at the same time, Toshinori is also controlling this. This is his new level now. So like he's controlling. He's trying to control how much I come there and trying to get me to come there every day, and I can't come every day. I told Principal Nezu I would try to make it there next time. He said okay, he's fine with it. So I'm gonna see. And I can tell Toshinori wants to, So I go back and I wait for him at his house. I like take a bath and everything, get myself all cleaned. I rub I go around and I like roll around in his bed and like I'm laying there and he comes in and he's like, "You waited for me?" And I'm like, "Yeah," we make out and then he's like touching me and then his lips and my lips are together. He's all over me. And then, we do it. We do it. And he's like, "Are you gonna leave now?" I'm like, "Why would you ask if I'm gonna leave now?" And he's like, "Because you always leave right after. You never stick around." I'm like, "That's because I was like, "That's because I have to go. I can't stay here. Like, I can't just stay here with you the whole time." And he's like, he has his hands like entwined in mine, and he's like, "I think I want to ask you something too." And I was like, "I think it's time for me to go." I don't know what he wants to ask me, but it's freaking me out a little bit because I don't want him to ask me. You know what I don't want him to ask me, guys. How would that work? That would never work, right? I mean, we haven't even been together that long. I've stalked him, and he won't let me touch him yet. So, you know what? When I can touch him, maybe. But I don't know what he's gonna say. And then I'm like, you know what? I go fine. What is it? He goes, will you stay tonight? And I'm like, no. I was like, I have to go. And he's like, please don't leave. And he's like kissing on me again. And he's like, how about round two? And I'm like, no, no round two. I have to go. Like, you're gonna make me worn out. This isn't. I don't know how to explain to him. Uh, it's not just I have a job. Okay, like I am so tired. I am like, I will pass out probably. I mean, I've been getting headaches all the time now because I'm so tired and I haven't been sleeping well. So, oh, I know I said the video was going to be short, but I feel like I lied to you guys. I keep lying to you. I promise in my next video, I'm going to do I'll do like the shifting method. I don't know when you guys will get it. Honestly, I'm going to be 100% honest. I don't know when you guys are going to get the next video. Okay, so like, don't be disappointed if you don't get one for like some weeks. I'm not gonna I'm just joking. It's not gonna be that long. Maybe like some days I'll do this shifting video. I'll do the melatonin and the sleep method. Mostly because I want to go to sleep. But I know I'm not gonna be able to control that. I already know that. Okay, I'm gonna try to script it and script what I want to happen. Shugo Chara. Okay guys, I put it back on my walls right there. I'm just tired of like staring up there. Probably look like a weirdo to you guys. Anyway, I end up shifting out from Toshinori's house. My god came and got me. At some point, I'll talk about what happened to me at Attack on Titan. Um, and I didn't want to share that. I still don't want to. I don't know. I might change my mind and not share it at all. Um, I don't know what time it is because I didn't keep track, like I said. So in my next video, which will be like soon, I'll do everything I said in the video. Like I said, you guys get a different view, so you get to see another part of my room. I had to straighten up and make it look decent for you guys. Because I don't know. I mean, I'm really like I'm really like aware of like what my background looks like. It's kind of a mess right now. My head's kind of in the way. You can see like my VR behind me. You can see the medic. You can see Toshinori, my flowers I got. Um, but the rest of my room is not really as pretty as that. Yeah, I have pictures of like anime there, but it's not really like appealing. But I don't want to sit on the floor. When I do my shift video, I don't want to shift on the. So I don't want to sit on the floor for you guys. I might just because I have this big pillow. I have two fur pillows. I could put those on. I could put one of those on the floor, and it's big enough for me to sit on. Um, because I only use that when I shift. I don't use it any other time. I usually, when I talk to my guide, I usually sit on my bed, and we're usually facing each other. So I might have to expose him too in the video. I don't know how I feel about that, but I said I would, do the video. So also those kids, it was just so. That kid had an amazing quirk. I have no idea what the other guy's quirk is. But I loved how he kept saying he didn't want to get on the ride, and then he ended up behind me and on the ride. Well, the thing is, I think he knew it was switching from a water ride. It's the weirdest thing on the planet. It scared. That scared the. It scared the lights out of me, guys. Okay, it was scary. I'm sorry. It was very scary. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I want to say thank you for watching. Don't forget to give me a like, and don't forget to hit the notification bell. That way you're notified of other videos when they become available for you. Soon, really soon, I'll be doing another video. So there's noises and stuff outside now. Great. I guess it's the perfect time to stop the video then, right? I mean, right? Yeah, okay, let me go because I'm just rambling on. You know, you guys are tired of. Did I tell you everything that I was supposed to? Don't forget to love each other and care for each other no matter what. Love is all that matters. You know, try to show your love in any way that's special. Try and give, if you're going to give a gift, give a meaningful gift. Give something that people can hold on to forever. Like, okay, well, I guess I'll see you guys in my next video then. I'm going to leave for real this time. Bye. Thanks for watching.